Hi friends, welcome back to Happy Out Home. I am starting a new project. I am in the foyer of our home and I'm going to be redoing some panel molding, and I wanted to bring you along on the process. And specifically today, I want to talk about the design process of installing picture molding on your walls, and specifically in a foyer and in a two-story foyer, because it's not really as easy as it seems. So I think it's important to let you all know how to do this, all of the issues that I'm having as I'm trying to plan out this project, all the things I am considering, and these are things that you should consider too if you are planning to do a project like this in your home. So since the foyer is the very first space you see when you walk into a house, we all want our foyers to look homey and inviting and comfortable, and it sets the tone to the rest of the house, right? So it is very important that whatever design you do choose, that it is cohesive with the rest of the home. So today I'm going to use my home as an example of what to do, what not to do when planning a layout or planning to add any type of molding to your foyer. And this is sort of on a DIY level, right? If you're having it professionally done, right? A professional will be able to do the layout for you, the design for you, and say, okay, here, this is what I do. This is the layout I want to do, install the blue tape and everything. And that's great. Of course, he's going to charge you for that, right? So I guess I'm more coming from having to DIY this project. So you do all the work and you do the layout yourself, but it looks like a professional did it, right? Because that's what we want. We want to do things that are on the less expensive side, but to have it look like a professional did it. So these are the tips that I'm going to give you on things that you should be considering with the layout, but to make it look like a professional did it. Because I have been staring at these walls for quite some time now and realizing all the things that were done, why they were done, why it wasn't done another way, and I've come up with a lot of thoughts in my head. And I don't gatekeep things, so I am going to tell you everything, and these are purely, again, my thoughts as to how I think it should be done and how I think it would look a lot better in a more professional way if we change these few things. So there are so many things to consider when planning the design, including the layout, wall prep, and materials. And first, I'm going to talk about the design. But first, let me give you a little bit of backstory as to why I'm starting this and why I'm specifically starting it now. So here we have this wall, which is all plastered and drywalled up, because the backstory of this is that there was a glass window there. The other side of that wall is a bedroom, and there was a glass window. So that was looking down into the foyer. I did have it removed because that window was put up there. When I think the design of the rest of the layout of the foyer, this window had trim around it consistent with this, which is kind of like a door trim, right? So because that was around the window, I think what they had decided to do was molding to match that picture frame. So they added boxes with this type of door casing around it. I'm not crazy about that. In addition, there's this other type of molding, which appears to be kind of like a very thick chair rail. So that's a second type of molding that's on the wall. And then the original molding is down below the chair rail. So the chair rail and this picture molding, I think, is what they started with. But I think when this window was added, things just got a little combobulated, and they were probably thinking, okay, well, how do I make all of this work and to be cohesive? So that's what I think is going on here, because on this side is the exact same thing. All of this needs to come down, right? And what to put up in its place is going to be the very big question. So let me go downstairs and talk a little bit about the molding that is down here. So I have this picture molding already installed along with the chair rail and the baseboards, and I am absolutely fine with it. I think it looks nice. The molding is on the smaller side of about 1 1/8 as opposed to 1 1/4 or larger, and it's fine. You know, it could be a little bit larger. So in terms of thinking, well, do you want to go larger up here? But then look at the difference here between large and small. And I personally don't like that look. So I think the best solution here is to either rip all of this molding out and add thicker molding, and then add the exact same molding up here and all along the wall, or keep the same type of molding that I have down here and add it up onto the 2 stories. So after having given this a lot of thought, having gone to several different places to look at all of the different types of molding, I went to at least 5 different places, compared different types, I have come up with what I think I'm going to do is I am going to keep this and I'm going to add the same molding up on the 2 stories. And the reason for that is because I have so much of this molding around the house. I mean, it's everywhere. It is here in the foyer. It is everywhere. It is in the dining room. It is in the bedrooms. There is a lot of it. And there's Bentley. And unless I want to go around, here we have on the front door, unless I want to go and rip it all out to be consistent with the rest of the house, here you go, then that just doesn't seem worth it to me. It just doesn't seem like, a good use of money when I already have this. It looks very nice, and I think I should just keep it all consistent. So that is number 1. Number 2, then deciding on what type of boxes to add. So what I think a mistake is that when this molding was added, it was not lined up with that ledge. And I don't think that looks right. So because I do have, this large picture and it is kind of recessed in, I believe that the molding right here needs to line up. So that means either putting small boxes down here and then larger boxes on top, or if I really am not concerned about that ledge, I could just add a very, 3, 4, 5 long boxes up. But they would be pretty long, and I wouldn't want them to go any taller than, the top of this windowsill. So that should be lined up. So I do believe that they did. This looks fairly lined up to me. When I look at it, I think that is what they did do there. So, but the fact, that over in this corner that this is not lined up just does not look right to me, that corner. So these are some of the design issues that I am having when I look at this. So that is one thing to consider. Whether on this wall just to do 5 boxes, or whether to do 4 small boxes underneath and then larger boxes on top, or a long box on the bottom and smaller ones on the top. There are a lot of different choices you can pick, and a lot of it is preference. Do you like big square boxes? I guess I could also add just one square box like this. I could keep the same design that we have now with just the smaller trim, do a rectangular and a square. You know, there are 3 or 4 different types of designs that I could add. So I'm trying to figure out which I think would look the best. But considering how thin the molding is, I'm thinking probably adding more boxes rather than one big, huge one is gonna look better. Number 2, now I have to, replicate the same design on this side because I want the left and the right to look cohesive. So, I have to, do the same thing over here. Whether it's 3 and 3, 3 squares and 3 rectangles or longer ones, I will mimic the exact same design over here. And so this wall has, this little curve over here. And so I don't think that what they did here, trying to add it onto another wall looks quite right. I think these are 2 separate walls and they should have their own design on each wall, sort of mimicking what we have down here underneath the chair rail. Over here, there should be like, a long box here. There should be another, kind of box that goes down here. And here, there should be another box that goes down here. 3 separate walls, not what they did here, kind of trying to do one box and curving it. I don't think that that was a good design. That is another thing that, I would like to change. And that brings me over to this wall. Okay, so what are we gonna do in this wall? I have this rectangle. It's probably fine. I mean, I'll probably keep that. But, the important thing is to make sure that they all do line up, right? So you want to line up there, and you just want it to all kind of, line up with the ledge. These are all things to consider. And you know what? And it doesn't need to go all the way to the ceiling. There is a gap up there, and that's fine. I think if I was adding like a big rectangular box over the window, then it would be okay to continue that over here. But considering that the window is recessed in, I think it would look a little odd if I did that. For, this whole wall, maybe adding just, a box here and a box there and not worrying too much about what to do in there. I think it would look a little odd if I tried to add one in there. So I think I should probably just leave that alone and maybe add one here and here. And then I was thinking about adding, like a sconce to each side. That is sort of the layout that I am thinking. You all think about that. Drop me a line. Please let me know if you have any other ideas on what you think would look good, any challenges that you've had trying to add molding into your spaces, things that you have encountered. So that is the design. That's number 1. Number 2 is prepping the walls. So when that was fixed, they did mud the wall and everything like that. It has not been sanded yet because they're just going to come back and, when everything is taken off, they are going to then sand the walls. But, you do want to make sure that before you do put on your molding, that you do prime the walls. You properly sand them to get as level as you can so you don't have a bunch of, bumps in the wall, which is going to make it harder to add the molding. So you do want to sand it, which of course is going to cause a big dust mess, which I hate, but oh well. So you do want to sand it, try to get the wall as smooth as possible, and to put a primer coat on before you put on the picture molding. So that is very important to do. And then third, I'm going to talk a little bit about the materials, and I'm going to show you some of the other options that I did consider in adding as picture molding. So I went to a couple of other lumber places in the area and did get some samples. So you can see and some of these are duplicates, but you can see the profile here of some of these examples, primed versus not primed. Like this is actually a real picture molding with the whole kind of like circular area on top. Too thick, you know. This one I think is just too thick as well. You know, so a lot of these, and a lot of people do tend to choose a base cap to use as picture molding as well as, you know, their personal preference. And you know what a base cap is, right? That piece over the base trim is called the base cap. Sometimes it's in one piece, sometimes it's in two pieces. So some of these are base caps when, you know, I look at a molding profile from, you know, one of these millwork places, that they are actually base caps. And so these are, you know, the actual real panel molds as opposed to a base cap. And, you know, if a base cap is what you like, a lot of people do use them. I personally just would prefer to use a panel mold. And the difference to me, sort of, like some of the base caps have the curve over on one side and then it goes down. But this is the one that I am choosing, which is similar to the one that we have. And as you can see, the hill bump, whatever we want to call it, is more in the middle than on one side. And again, I think this one is actually the same as this. And it is a personal preference. Some people do like, you know, this one where it's more on the left side, you know, and it's a little thicker, a little chunkier. But again, in my opinion, you do need to have the size of the trim properly sized for the wall. So in a 2-story foyer with really huge tall walls, you can certainly get away with something bigger and chunkier, right? But if it is a smaller wall and it's not a 2-story foyer and it's only 1 story, then, you know, something smaller and more on the dainty side, but still is going to give you an impact, I think will still look very nice. So it is important to, you know, determine which is best. And I know sometimes it is personal preference. Some people think, ooh, the bigger, the better, the bigger, the chunkier. But I think in some places that I've seen, it's too big, it's too chunky. And unless all of your crown and other molding in the house is very similar, it just doesn't look right. So you do need to consider what molding you already have in the house and pick appropriately, because you do want to match the type of molding that you already have. So, you know, I do want to match, you know, the type of crown that I already have and the baseboards, and I just want it to all look cohesive. Unless I want to go rip out all of the baseboards, all of the chair rail, all of the crown molding, which I am not going to do because there's already so much molding in this house. I'm not going to do that. So I want to pick something that looks very close to what I already have, and I just want to add on to it. Okay, friends, that is my little molding rant of the day. Please let me know your thoughts, what you are thinking. Do you agree with me? Do you have any opinions? And I'm just let you know, I'm still working on the fireplace, but this little project has derailed me for a minute just as I, you know, try to work on that as well. But the fireplace is still in the mix. I am still trying to come up with ideas. Actually, when I was at the molding lumber yard, I did look at some fireplace designs because if you remember in my prior video, that was one of the choices. You know, just adding a wood mantle to the fireplace. But so I'm still trying to come up. I think I have eliminated one of them, but 2 of them still are on the table. Can you guess which 2 those are? So when I decide that and I get that going, I will let you know. But thank you all for for watching. I appreciate you all. I hope this is all useful if you are planning to do any type of picture molding in your home. I hope you have found this useful. Okay, so say hi, and I will see you all next time. Bye.